Incoming, gentlemen.
Aye, aye.
Deep breaths.
Nash, you might want to stop shuffling your papers for 5 seconds.
I will not buy you gentlemen beer.
Oh, we're not here for beer, my friend.
Oh. Does anyone else feel she should be moving in slow motion?
Will she want a large wedding, you think?
Should we say swords, gentlemen? Pistols at dawn?
Have you remembered nothing? Recall the lessons of Adam Smith, the father of modern economics.
In competition, individual ambition serves the common good.
Exactly.
Every man for himself, gentlemen.
Yeah, and those who strike out are stuck with their friends.
I'm not gonna strike out.
You can lead a blonde to water, but you can't make her drink.
I don't think you said
All
that.
right, nobody move. She's looking over here. Right, she's looking at Nash.
Oh, God. All right, he may have the upper hand now, but wait until he opens his mouth. Remember the last time?
Oh, yes, that was one of the history books.
Adam Smith needs revision.
What are you talking about?
If we all go for the blonde, we block each other. Not a single one of us is going to get her. So then we go for her friends. But they will all give us the cold shoulder because nobody likes to be second choice. But what if no one goes for the blonde? We don't get in each other's way, and we don't insult the other girls. That's the only way we win. That's the only way we all get laid. Adam Smith said, the best result comes from everyone in the group doing what's best for himself, right? That's what he said, that's right? Incomplete. Incomplete. Okay? Because the best result would come from everyone in the group doing what's best for himself and the group.
Ash, this is some way for you to get the blonde on your own. You can go to hell.
Governing dynamics, gentlemen. Governing dynamics. Adam Smith. Who's wrong?
Yep, here we go. Careful, careful.
Thank you.
Okay, so you just watched that little clip there in which Russell Crowe, who was portraying John Nash in the movie A Beautiful Mind. And now, of course, this discussion that they were having, of course, is about how to sort of get the blonde girl. But the idea of what is being discussed in this video clip is really a beautiful sort of textbook example of what's called the prisoner's dilemma. Okay, what is actually being discussed here is in fact a type of game theory, actually. So what I'm going to do to sort of hopefully explain this to you to make some sense, because this concept, in fact, everything that they discussed in that bar scene there is analogous to a discussion about trade policy. Okay, in other words, you have a situation where different governments can effectively act unilaterally. Okay, so in other words, analogous to this everyone go for the blonde, versus working sort of collectively, thinking about what's in the best interest of the group. In his case, the analogous argument would be no one go for the blonde. Okay? So they don't block each other. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this sort of hypothetical sort of payoff graph. Okay? Then I'm going to discuss it in more detail. Okay? And then sort of show how what they discuss in the movie sort of working sort of unilaterally versus sort of thinking about what's in the best interest of the group, which then leads to the best outcome for each party, it is exactly the same as this trade policy stuff. Okay? So let me do that. Okay, now that you've seen the graph, it might be advantageous to have this on paper. It's not that complicated, but it might be nice to have it on paper in front of you as I discuss this. Okay, basically, let me just go over this graph and what it's basically saying. There are basically, okay, what's happening is across the top of the graph is basically Japan. Okay, and so Japan is on the top cross. On the side is the United States. Okay, and so there are four possible outcomes. Okay, the first box in the upper left-hand corner is basically the free trade. So this is Japan picks free trade, so Japan going this way picks free trade, and United States going this way across picks free trade. Now if you go to the second scenario, in the top right hand corner, this is where Japan picks protection and United States takes free trade. If you go into the bottom left-hand corner, this is where Japan takes free trade and United States takes protection. And finally, in the far bottom right-hand corner, both countries take protection. So those are the four main outcomes. Okay? And then inside each outcome, there's that sort of the split. They're splitting the box in half, so to speak. And where they're looking at the outcome, or the payoff, if you like, for each country. This is all hypothetical, remember? I mean, because probably in the real world, you'd never be given a nice little situation like this, where all the numbers are known. But what it's basically saying is, take, for instance, the upper left-hand box, where both countries have free trade. So Japan gets a payoff of 10 and the United States gets a payoff of 10. In the bottom right-hand corner, this is where both countries take protection. So both have a profit of -5. So it's -5 for the United States and -5 for Japan. Okay? Take top right-hand corner. This is a situation where Japan takes protection and United States takes the free trade. Okay. In this situation, Japan gets a profit of 20 and the United States gets a -10 profit, so it's not good for the United States. And in the bottom left-hand corner, this is where there's a free trade in Japan and protectionism in the United States. Japan -10 profit, and then +20 profit for the United States of America. This chart, this prisoner's dilemma game theory chart, is exactly the same in its reasoning, its logic, as what Russell Crowe portrayed in our movie clip about himself and his fellow Princeton students there in The Beautiful Mind movie. A Beautiful Mind movie. In each situation, let's put it this way. For each country, okay, I'm going to explain how this works in a second. For each country, if it acted unilaterally, actually, I'm going to make this into a next clip. Let me just stop this.